Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Johnny and welcome to another Zenless Zone Zero video. In today's video, let's discuss about why I personally think Zenless Zone Zero is going to be a pretty challenging game and test a lot of players, which is something that I'm very excited for. If you guys weren't aware, I was fortunate enough to get into the second equalizing test, or beta, and really having a blast. I did beat all of the story that's currently in the beta, and even got to experience some of the endgame content too, and let me tell you, it was pretty challenging. The game is perfect for what I'm looking for, and the combat is one of the biggest reasons. Zenless has a fast-paced action combat system that involves a lot of individual mechanics to perform well. Specifically, a lot on timing and monitoring your surroundings for incoming enemy attacks, because when you dodge or switch agents during the right moment, you'll perform a perfect dodge or perfect assist that'll help deal more damage while being invulnerable. We'll go more in depth with the combat in a separate video that focuses more on the combat itself, but the thing I wanted to highlight here is the invulnerable part, because HP is going to be pretty important for harder endgame content. Unlike Genshin, where you can have a designated healer in your party, Zenless doesn't have that currently, so maintaining your health as much as possible is going to be important because your party's HP carries over to the next battle for the entirety of the hollow you're currently in, or domain/dungeon. As you're exploring the hollow, there are some resting spots that can heal your party's HP, but realistically, you wouldn't try to rely on these as much since they are limited. During combat, you can also equip one Bangbu to assist you in battle, which is basically your very own Paimon that have different effects. For example, my current one, Explorer Boo, can have the potential to heal, but it is reliant on RNG. I've yet to see a designated healer Bangbu, but these would definitely be valuable if available. Alongside your equipped Bangbu, Eos, the Bangbu that the MC navigates, can be modified to include buffs that can assist you in hollows. Of these buffs, there is healing, but this also seems conditional. For the time being though, you would still mainly want to rely on perfect dodges and perfect assists to avoid damage. Now, I don't want to scare anyone, and I've really only encountered this in story mode so far, but there were a couple challenge missions that required you to get hit less than 10 times, which healing can help you complete. I don't think they'll add this type of challenge mission into like the endgame type content, but just something to be aware of. Can you imagine they added this type of mission in Genshin? All these 36 stars? Probably wouldn't exist. Hollow Zero is also a weekly reset, similar to the simulated universe in Honkai Star Rail, and one of the endgame content that the game offers. While you generally start out with a party of 3, in this type of game mode, you actually start with 1 agent and will be able to call in for reinforcements after the area has been explored. This means that at the beginning portions of your exploration in Hollow Zero, you'll need to be extra careful and use perfect dodges alone to avoid damage. I actually ran into Hollow Zero when I was playing through the story, and at that time, I didn't level up my team yet and had to go into the level 20 hollow with half the level. Needless to say, I wiped. But luckily, the story still went on and it was really fun because of the challenge. It was something I honestly felt like I could complete if I spent more time practicing, even if I was under level, and it felt rewarding. From what I've seen, it looks like the higher level difficulties unlock based on your Internaut level, which is equivalent to your Adventure rank or Trailblaze level. This means that if you want to, you can enter at a much lower level for a harder challenge. Just don't level your characters. Similar to other Horrorverse titles, there are also buffs that you can elect to help you in combat, but opposite to that, there are also corruptions, or debuffs that you will encounter the longer you stay inside the hollow. Being a traveler that I am, I might have explored a bit too much, and it ended up with the maxed corruption. The last one was insane, because in combat, my active agent's HP was dropping faster than my Primogems. This corruption had me sweating, because this boss also had a phase 2, and when he was untargetable, we were dying. Learning the boss's attack patterns was the fun part though, and for the later levels, I'm pretty confident that the challenge will continue to get harder and require a lot of practice to learn, since there'll be a lot of different types of bosses. Not to mention, you also unlock another mode called Rally Commissions, which really wants you to utilize Perfect Assist because it'll inflict significantly increased days towards the enemy, so make sure to practice those dodges and assists. One of my personal favorite things about the game though is without a doubt the VR training room, because inside here you'll be be able to practice specific combat techniques with Agent Academy, or free training. Honestly, I was really excited for this feature because I feel like a lot of games lack this system. This is something that I mentioned in my top 5 changes series for Genshin, where we introduced a training dummy inside the surrounded teapot because it can be pretty challenging to test damage and different builds on certain targets. Not to mention, bosses can also have different resistances and whatnot, making it a bit of a pain looking for a new target every time. With Zenless, you're even able to add your own flair and customize different enemy types, behavior, levels, etc. A fantastic tool provided for players to practice and improve their combat without having to worry about missions or anything. Seeing this system along with different game modes makes me really optimistic that Zenless Zone Zero will be a challenging game that will test players. I know for Genshin Impact, many players wanted a bit more of a challenge to make use of powerful weapons and constellations, but in some way, I'm really glad that Hoyoverse didn't, because when I look at Genshin, I see a stress-free game that's really casual for the everyday person. That's my Saturday night relax game. Instead, as an alternative, Hoyoverse intelligently made another title that basically promotes the combat side of things for players that want to test their skill. With Zenless, you won't find a massively open world for exploration or anything because we already have Genshin for that. Hoyoverse wouldn't compete with their own game and strategically made Zenless strictly for combat, and as all of their titles, incredible story. Of course, there are ways of getting stronger, such as levels, skills, W engine, drive discs, which are essentially artifacts and relics, Bang Boo, etc. to make content easier, but these are tools to help players get through, and at the end of the day, will require mostly on execution. Zenless Zone Zero is looking to really provide a challenging experience, and a game that honestly doesn't look like you can just face tank everything freely. I'm really looking forward to the official launch of Zenless because it adds to my list of games. Let me know what you guys think about Zenless Zone Zero and if you're excited for this game. You guys already know how I feel, and I highly encourage players to check it out once it's officially launched because I think the combat is just beautifully done and will captivate a lot of players.
Flames, obey me!
Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget also to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss on any newly released videos. I've been Johnny D. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one.